North Central SID Clark Teuscher joins us now. Clark, thanks for braving the frigid weather and making your way over here.
That's no problem.
This past week been a real banner week, to say the least, for the Cardinal athletic program. Men's basketball team has been rolling since the CCIW season started, and it really just continued last week.
Yeah, I picked up two big victories, one of which was on the road at Wheaton, completing a sweep of Wheaton for the first time in about 3 years. So certainly a nice feather to have in the cap here in the DuPage County rivalries. You know, another player of the week this week, Landon Gamble, freshman post player, makes North Central the only CCIW team thus far to have 3 different Player of the Week award winners.
And you beat me to it a little bit there, Landon Gamble, one of these young guys that really has emerged along with Jack Burchett, CJ Goldthry. These freshmen have really been dynamite this year.
Yeah, Landon's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and I think the rest of the team is starting to pick up on that, making sure to get him the ball in situations where he can work on other teams' post players a little bit, and they're having some trouble guarding him. So, you know, now that's another one of those roles that's been a little more clearly defined now in terms of who does what, and certainly opens things up for CJ and some of the guys on the perimeter when the teams are having to focus that much attention down low.
And when you look at the size this team has, and especially now these guys are developed, guys like Derek Raridan can really go out to the perimeter where he's more comfortable.
Yeah, that's always been Derek's game. And, you know, he's always kind of taken one for the team the last year and a half or so, and gone inside and helped out with rebounding and defense, and now is able to step out a little bit and roam the perimeter, and it's certainly helped him be more comfortable and be able to play his game.
And we move over to the women's side. They have a CCIW honoree as well. Jackie Arico averaged a double-double last week, really getting it done on both ends of the floor. Yeah,
she averaged about 27 points a game last week, and she's had 3 or 4 games in a row where she's really started to fill it up. She's actually leading the conference now in scoring in conference play, 16 or 17 points a game. So certainly some people sitting up and starting to take notice of a player really closing her career on a high note.
Definitely, and I know she leads the team in rebounds as well, but they struggled to a couple really hard-fought losses last week.
Yeah, they're just, outside of Jackie's performances, they're really having trouble coming up with a second big-time scoring option just to kind of balance it out a little bit and give the team a couple of different weapons to try and look out for. They're just kind of, you know, allowing Jackie to get that because they know if they just defend the other 4, then they don't have any other way to get the ball in the basket. So somebody else is going to have to step up and provide some scoring if they're going to get some wins down the stretch.
For sure, and sticking with the Athlete of the Week theme, the men's track team swept the awards for the conference this week with a great showing at home.
Yeah, it's been a theme since the conference started instituting this award. North Central wins it pretty frequently and with good reason. Dan Benton, currently ranked 1st in the nation in Division III in the 400-meter dash, won the award for on the track, and then in the field, you have, you know, your pole vaulters, you know, one after another. They seem to be getting those automatic qualifying marks. This week it was John Wood. Last week it was Josh Winder, sorry. Jake's one of our coaches now. But it'll be interesting to see how many guys they can spread that award around to before the season's up.
Definitely a lot of national qualifiers already, and the women doing a great job on their side at the Cardinal Quad as well.
Yeah, Sheila Walsh, once again, you know, just really starting to produce as she won the 800-meter dash and provisionally qualified in that event as well. So that's 2 weeks in a row in 2 different events for somebody who had never qualified in an individual event before. So certainly a promising sign of things to come on that end. And they've got a couple other individuals step up. Kayla Murphy was a transfer this year, was also on the volleyball team in the sprint events and the pole vault. And we also got Carolyn Califat, who was a national qualifier in the pole vault 2 years ago. Last year she studied abroad and wasn't on the team and has come back and is starting to work herself back into shape and may be able to work herself into the national championship mix as well.
And we talk about qualifiers. They have one that provisionally qualified as well, another conference player of the week.
Yeah, and you know, they continue to be tough at home just like the men have. We're going to be stepping into 2 or 3 weeks of really difficult competition, so a lot of opportunities to improve those marks and solidify some spots in the national championships in March.
Kind of one of those things where we see where both of these teams really measure up in the next couple weeks?
Absolutely. As more athletes get into their prime events and start honing their training down a little bit, we'll start to see the performances come down quite a bit.
And as the outside weather suggests, we're in winter, but the fall athletes just kind of were named to all academic CCIW. Quite a few names from all the fall sports teams from North Central, but two that we're very familiar with here at the TV station, Alyssa Gaudio and Kyle Antos, winning two big awards.
Yeah, Kyle and Alyssa were the fall recipients for North Central of the CCIW Jack Schwartz Academic All-Conference Award, which is for a combination of academic and athletic excellence during your season of competition. One male and one female from each CCIW institution get it each season. Certainly two very deserving recipients there. They were among the 96 North Central student athletes named to the Academic All-Conference teams for the fall, which is the most that they've ever had in the 5 or 6 years that the CCIW has been bestowing an Academic All-Conference award.
Well, Clark, we appreciate you coming by, dropping some knowledge.
All right, thank you.
It's been a great week for Cardinal athletics, and we can only hope it continues. Tune in next week to the Cardinal Report to see if it does, when we'll be joined by Todd Reardon and the men's basketball team. I'm Alex Simmons. We hope you can join us.